Hey guys, this is Scott Horne, and we're just going to take a moment and just talk how to really effectively communicate with your seller when you're buying an investment transaction of some type. So if you like the video, take a minute and just like us, please. Don't forget to comment below. We'll do our best to respond for you. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So let's just talk a minute about communicating with your seller. And before you start to communicate with your seller, you need to understand what type of a property that you're dealing with. Is this a distressed property? Are they behind in payments? Is it a pre-foreclosure? Is it a pristine home? Because every deal is a little bit different. And I think the way you communicate with them is so different. We're seeing a lot of situations right now where sellers are current on their mortgage, but the days on the market are elongating. And for some reason, they have to get out. We're still seeing a lot of foreclosure situations where the sellers are in active foreclosure and they're out of time and out of options. And so you need to make certain you understand those situations so you can communicate with them properly. Now, going into a distressed seller, someone who has, maybe they're in a pre-foreclosure mechanism, they don't have the ability to make payments, maybe the home is in distress as well and it needs repairs of various types. We don't want to go in there and demean them. In fact, we want to be there to help them solve their problem and have good ideas and good suggestions for them and how you can help them out. And that's really the first and foremost scenarios. I will never forget one of the first times my business partner was approaching her first home to buy. And guys, it was a hoarder house. Not only inside the house, in the attic, in the garage. Oh my gosh, you could see the backyard from the satellites just full to the rim. But other investors had come by, and instead of just talking to the seller about the situation, what got them there, how we might be able to help them out, those kind of things, they were demeaning the situation. They were pushing the foreclosure. They were pushing the condition of the home, and they were hitting on all the negatives, but not taking a positive approach. And so often, being positive with the seller is so good. Being empathetic with them is so important. But then having a viable mechanism to help them out is what is so important. And you need to make certain that you have the ability to convey that to them quickly. Remember, you get one chance to impress that seller, and that's really it. And so knowing exactly what it is you're doing is important. Knowing how, let's say, a subject to transaction works, their risk, those kind of ideas is so important. Understanding the condition of the home, the arrears, whatever it might be, so you can demonstrate to them how are you going to help benefit them if they work with you along the way. Bringing their loan current, credit bump. Making monthly payments timely going forward, credit bump. Renovating their home, putting a lot of money into it, helping them secure their investment and their position in that property better, bump. Find the positives to always talk about and truly focus on those. I get there's some negatives and it's okay to bring those into the equation at the right time, but think about this. Do you not think they already know they have a problem? That they haven't already talked to a realtor, they know they're stuck, that the house needs repairs, that it needs this and that? Whatever it might be, you've got to do that. Now, on the flip side, we run into our property that may be pristine, but the seller could be upside down. I'm working on a transaction right now where the seller owes $308,000 plus some escrow arrears, so probably about $316,000, but the current ARV, $300,000. In order to sell this home and cash out of it and pay realtor fees and title fees, they've got to come out of pocket $30,000 that they don't have. If they lease the house, they're going to lose $750 a month, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. Now that's a different approach because now you're not there to, you're still there to solve a problem, but it's a different problem you're solving. You're solving a marketing problem. You're solving another situation that the traditional marketplace cannot adapt to. On this one transaction, it was actually referred to me by a realtor because they were stuck and they didn't know where to go, what to do, or how to help the seller out. And luckily the broker knew of us and referred them over. And I'm hoping we're going to be able to help them out because it allows us to market to a completely different marketplace than what a realtor would do in the traditional marketplace. It's still interesting to look at stats right now in the marketplace where somewhere between 15 and 20% of the marketplace can actually qualify for an A+ mortgage. And you always ask yourself, what does everybody else do? And the simple answer is they rent. The other answers are they go live under a bridge or they learn how to do seller financing. And so we're targeting a completely different market out there because a home buyer doesn't want to bring $30,000 more to the table. And if the seller doesn't have it, you've got to find a different solution along the way. But again, being able to properly explain how you're going to help them, how this is going to work, and where it's going to go is so important. You know, if you look at this based as a cash presentation, totally different. It's just making an offer based on the actual value of the home with appropriate discounts along the way and showing sellers what your actual costs are with closing costs when you buy, closing costs when you sell, carry costs, renovation costs. Sellers get that. It's pretty easy to understand those kind of items. It's our creative finance world is where they fall short because the average person doesn't have a clue what we're talking about. So we've got that very short time frame to walk them through, regardless what the dynamic is, convey our thoughts to them, be empathetic, help them fix their problem, and let them know truly how we're going to be able to help them out. So guys, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, take a minute and like the video. Don't forget to comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you guys next time.